been a crazy season. A lot of downs, but mainly ups. And with the Red Archer joining in, I think next season will go in smooth.
Don't think about that quite yet, Demon. You still got the battle of the speedy females to do.
Alright, Ruby Rose, the huntress from, well, Rwby.
And Lena Oxton, aka Tracer of Overwatch.
I'm Demon.
And I'm the Red Archer.
And it's our job to analyze these characters to their fullest to see what would happen when these two fictional characters collide. Season finale.
The world of Remnant is anything but normal. Whether it's horrible beasts known as the Grimm, the evil White Fang organization, or the fact that this world allows crowds of teenagers to fight stuff using anything that's basically a gun. There's always something in store for you.
Well, who cares about that exposition shit? Introducing Beacon Academy, a school for people that want to become aspiring huntsmen and huntresses.
Why would they make a school for that?
Remnant Archer. It's Remnant.
Huh, that makes sense. And for two up-and-coming huntresses, it was their dream to get into Beacon and train in order to protect humanity and save the world.
The first of which are Yang Xiaolong, a hot-headed girl who's always cheerful and loves a good fight.
And the second girl is a lot more, troublesome.
Introducing Ruby Rose, the sister to Yang Xiaolong, and somehow gone to Beacon because the Norman say so.
Sure. Anyways, Rwby is the leader of her own team of huntresses and aspires to be a successful huntress, just like her mom and dad.
Oh cool, what's her team's name?
Rwby.
I know her name is Rwby, but what's her actual team name?
Like I said, Team Rwby.
Stop playing around, Archer. What's the team's name? Oh, it's a team that has the letters of her actual friends' names, and it actually spells out Rwby. Oh, now I get it. I think.
I will punch you in the face. Finally, now let's explain her abilities.
Agreed. The first thing Rwby has at her disposal is her high-caliber sniper scythe thing called the Crimson Rose.
This is somehow a scythe that can also transform into a sniper rifle. Rwby also claims she made this herself, which I call bullcrap. She was also taught how to use this weapon by her uncle, Crow Branwyn.
In its rifle mode, Rwby is able to fire off shots from a distance and work like your typical sniper rifle. Man, that's boring. At least it also comes with a storage mode for easy transportation.
But don't worry, Demon. It gets better when it's in scythe mode. With it, Rwby is able to swing the weapon around with ease, being able to slice Grimm up in a heartbeat. Seriously, she's able to spin Crescent Rose around like it's nothing. All while mascaring the poor bastards that got in her way. Or massacring, I mean.
To go along from this, the top of the blade there is a muzzle which Rwby is able to fire bullets from using the recoil from this to her advantage.
Rwby is also able to use a recoil from her shots in order to prepare herself wherever she wants, all the while being able to attack the enemy or evade their strikes. She can also launch herself into the air if she wants. Oh, and she can stab her weapon into the ground in order to fire more accurate shots.
Not to mention that Rwby is able to use that recoil from her shots to increase her striking power by shooting just as she swings, making her attack even stronger. Lastly, Rwby can unfold the blade off of her scythe for more precise attacks, and the scythe itself features a small jagged blade at the bottom, which is used for things, I think.
Real smart, Demon.
Ah, shut up!
But for Rwby, this ain't enough. She's able to imbue the power of dust into her shots.
Real quick, dust is what used to basically power everything in Rwby, and they have special elemental powers. Done.
Thanks. Just as I was saying, Rwby can use this to her advantage. With fire dust, she's able to fire flaming bullets. With electric dust, she's able to imbue her shots with electricity. With ice shots, she can fire icy projectiles, which can freeze opponents. And with gravity dust,
Let me guess, she shoots out some form of physics-defying projectiles.
I don't know, actually. It helps increase the recoil effect when firing her weapon.
Okay, didn't expect that last part, but Rwby has access to both her semblance and aura as extra abilities.
Aura in Rwby universe is a manifestation of one's soul, and this manifestation can be used for a variety of abilities. The first of which Rwby utilizes as a defensive shield, which covers her entire body.
Rwby's aura is able to take blows from guns and swords. It can also be used to heal minor injuries in parts of her body whenever she gets injured. It's just like having an extra buddy that looks out for you whenever you go.
That's both amazing and creepy.
And secondly, Rwby's aura is able to manifest itself into her semblance called Speed.
The drug?
What? No, Rwby's semblance, not the drug.
Whoops, my bad. Ruby's semblance allows her to move at very fast speeds, faster than the normal human eye can even catch. It can even give off the illusion that she can teleport.
This has many practical uses with it. Ruby is able to dodge many attacks, distort them, make a hasty retreat, or quickly make a counterattack if she slips up.
She is able to use her semblance to overwhelm opponents with pure speed alone, and combining this with Crescent Rose, you get a deadly spinning rose with thorns.
Was that supposed to be a joke there?
Oh, why thank you, Captain Obvious!
You're welcome!
Smartass.
Oh, and one last thing. Ruby has her Silver Eyes, which allows her to do... Wait. What did they do? I don't know, I didn't know she inherits them from her mother, but... Is that it? We need more of this, Archer!
Well, we don't really know, Demon. It's only been shown twice, and both times it's only affected Cinderfall, and no one else besides that giant grim dragon thing. Not to mention when Ruby used them for the second time, she was knocked out by Emerald. Out all people before she could finish the move, suggesting that the Silver Eyes aren't anything special.
I guess you're right, but besides that, Ruby has the feats to prove that she's one of the best huntresses around. She is a great team leader, being able to lead Team Ruby efficiently and effectively. Was able to kill several Beowulfs in one of her first outings, and with the help of fellow classmates Snee, she was able to run up a cliff and behead the giant bird. Damn!
Ruby is able to survive point-blank explosions from Rwby's melodic Kutgul, is considered one of the fastest characters in her universe, and can come up with strategies during team battles which most of the time work.
She was accepted in Beacon Academy 2 years early thanks to her showcasing to Ozpin. Able to show a prototype of the Athlesian Paladin 290 alongside her team, was able to defeat Nipotilian after... Wait, really? Like that? Okay then.
Remember those Beowulfs? Well, Ruby was able to destroy the remaining ones before the bullet shells she fired landed back on the ground. Strong enough to cut through trees with a single slash, helped stop the breach during the Season 2 finale, and has fought a variety of opponents including Grimm, other Beacon Academy teams, soldiers, and robots.
Aren't you forgetting something, Archer?
Forgetting what?
The epic food fight scene that she had with Team Juniper, in which she was able to create the giant vacuum, which was able to effortlessly defeat them all and lift practically everything in the room.
Oh, that? Yeah, that was a good moment.
That was fucking awesome! I mean, and then her lived in that room like that was freaking, like a freaking tornado. Oh, it's actually created a tornado so strong it reached Mach 2, and to do that you need to be around 1,534.25 the speed of sound, which is even her best. I mean, that alone wasn't her best. She's so damn awesome!
Okay, sorry to ruin your fun, Demon. Well, Rwby has all these amazing feats, she still has some glaring weaknesses.
Well, there goes my fun. Thanks a lot, Archer.
You're welcome, Demon. But all the good things must come to an end. To start, Ruby's skills in hand-to-hand combat are lackluster. She can barely hold her own without Crescent Rose, and while she tried going up against some white Fangrungs unarmed, she got wrecked pretty quickly. This weakness is showcased again when she tried escaping Mercury Black during Pyrrha and Penya's fight, barely managing to do so. It was thanks to her semblance she was able to survive. Secondly, Ruby is a 15-year-old teenager, which means she's very young and inexperienced. This can be a problem as her opponents can take advantage of it and easily defeat Ruby. It doesn't help that her opponents are far older than she is.
This doesn't blend well with the fact that she's also very naive and airheaded. This can lead Ruby into situations she'd rather not be in, and thanks to her stubbornness, that she tends to get into trouble a lot.
Does Mountain Glen ring a bell?
Who? The drink?
I'm not going to defy that response.
Oh well. Oh, not to mention that half of Ruby's feats comes from help from her teammates. It shows that she needs more of a team player than anything else, and while Ruby can hold her own by herself, Ruby prefers to fight as a team rather than going in solo.
Also bringing up the Silver Eyes again, while it appears to be super effective against Grimm, and even maidens such as Cinder, it hasn't been shown affecting anyone else, suggesting that it doesn't harm anyone fitting that criteria. AKA anyone who wasn't Cinder during the finale of Volume 5. Also, it seems to only trigger when someone close to her is about to die. That doesn't really show much.
Lastly, if Ruby overuses her semblance, it can drain her energy and leave her fatigued. And even with her speed, she can still be overwhelmed by either other semblances, users, or people that can keep up with her speed.
But despite all this, Rwby is still the kick-ass leader of Team Rwby, and will stop at nothing until she becomes the world's greatest huntress.
If only we can find out more about the Silver Eyes.
Shut up, demon.
Oh.
I don't care what you say! We will stop them, and I will stop you! Bet on that!
Hey Archer, what if I told you there was a world where robots and humans were once at war with each other?
So, Terminator?
Nope, not exactly. You see, there was once a war fought between robots called Omnics and humans. The Omnics are rebelling against the human creators.
So, still Terminator, but without Skynet. Or what about iRobot?
God damn it, Archer. That actually makes a lot of sense.
But after the humans won the crisis, the organization called Overwatch was formed. Its purpose? To protect the world and settle world disputes more peacefully.
So the main organization is also the name of the game. I can get behind that. But anyway, that is where Lena Oxton comes in. She was introduced in the Overwatch experimental flight program and was the youngest person to be ever introduced.
Things went bad, however, after the hand-picked test the slipstream, the slipstream, some time-traveling teleportation jet, I think. However, during its first flight, its teleportation matrix kinda messed up and Lena disappeared, being presumed dead.
I'm more concerned about the jet, man. It looks really cool in jump.
I'm not gonna question the physics of that.
Not at all.
You are a strange man.
Thank you. But a couple months later, Lena reappeared, but there was a slight little problem. She was phasing in and out of time itself.
Yeah, sure, a slight issue. But before things went too haywire, luckily her gorilla friend, Winston, built a thing called the Chronal Accelerator, which saved Lena's life. Plus, it allowed Tracer to alter her own time. Where can I get one of these things?
Oh, you can get it, Archer. You just need to disappear and reappear from time itself with almost no chance of coming back first.
Not saying I think I'm gonna pass.
Well, with this newfound skill, Tracer joined forces with her fellow Overwatch members and set out in resolving all of the world's issues. Archer, abilities.
Wait, what? Oh, well, the first thing we should mention is that most of Tracer's abilities stem from that accelerator thing. It powers almost everything she's got. It's so important that it doesn't get damaged. More on that later.
First of all, we have Tracer's blink ability. This allows her to move ahead in time and either get a jump on the enemy or make hasty retreats or towards an objective.
During this cinematics, Tracer is shown she can do this almost endlessly. But since it's attached to the accelerator, repeated use will short-circuit it and she won't be able to use it for a couple seconds. Not to mention, she can only do a max of up to 3 blinks during gameplay, so who knows?
But in the cinematic, she's shown that she can do more than just 3, Archer.
I don't need your smart mouth right now, Demon.
Fine. With her recall ability, it allows Tracer to retrace any previous mistakes that she might have made. So for an example, she ran into Roadhog, she can just recall and get straight out of there, being able to approach the situation differently.
This ability also allows her to heal any damage she's gained in those last few seconds, and even bring her back to where she was as well. It's kind of like a instant heal all wounds, say if you want to dumb it down thing.
Which you just made up.
I need something to call it, okay? Also, one last thing to note, the recall takes twice as long to recharge than her blink, so it's best used sparingly.
As for Tracer's primarily ways of attacking, she got the pulse pistols. These babies fire in rapid spurts, and since they are also connected to the chronic accelerator, it gives her almost unlimited ammo.
Sure thing, Demon.
The pulse pistols are able to deal massive damage close range, are okay at mid range, but god awful at long range. It's better for Tracer to use these up close and personal, or else she'll basically be your average stormtrooper.
But like we said, since it's connected to her chronic accelerator, the device can overheat and it can disable her guns. This just screams stupid design flaws.
Lastly, she got her pulse bomb. This is her ultimate ability, which charges over time, and is her most powerful attack.
Once it's done charging, Tracer is able to throw the bomb onto any surface, or unlucky surface that's in her way. It sticks onto whatever it hit, and don't think you can get it off because you can't.
If Tracer gets a successful bomb throw, whatever it hits blows up in a blaze of glory and can earn her some nice kills. How's that for play of the game?
Bastion still gets it at the end though.
Damn it!
Although Tracer has to make sure it actually hits the target, or else it'll just be another lame explosion.
But you know what's not lame? Her feats. List of Archer!
Do I have to do everything around here?
You're my co-host. What else are you supposed to be doing?
True.
Tracer along with help from a Gorilla Gruh.
Wait, Winston.
Yes, Winston. Damn, we used the same joke twice here.
As you were saying, Tracer, along with the help of Winston, was able to fend off both Reaper and Widowmaker from stealing the Death Gauntlet. Was able to go toe-to-toe against Widowmaker again in a one-on-one fight, and is probably one of the main reasons why Team Overwatch is still around.
What else does she have?
Well, nothing else really.
Oh god. Don't tell me this is Dark Link all over again.
Yeah, without the cinematics, she would basically be featless.
Oh yeah, I can think of a few more. She was able to survive time displacement before Winston built that chrono trigger thing. Helped in ending the first Omnic crisis, and she's also able to avoid sniper fire.
I also see here, jumped at least 10 feet and, survived a 3-story fall? Do these really count?
Are you reading the Death Battle Wiki there, Archer?
No, I wasn't. It's an official Overwatch guide that I conveniently have right next to me right now. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Well, lastly, while Tracer is amazingly skilled, she's got some weaknesses.
Firstly, remember that chrono trigger accelerator thingy?
Chrono accelerator.
Yeah. Well, if somehow gets damaged or Tracer overuses one of her abilities, the thing gets disabled and she won't be able to use any of her super cool powers. Plus, if it gets destroyed, nothing's going to stop her from just straight up disappearing from existence. Like her fight with Doomfist in the cinematic.
That's a sad life to live, actually.
Secondly, Tracer tends to be more projectile-based fighter, meaning hand-to-hand combat isn't her specialty. Sure, she can hold her own, but she lends a fight distance than being up close and personal.
Too bad she has to be up close and personal, as her pulse pistols are only effective at close to mid-range. Anything else, she might as well be shooting air because shots not going to damage anyone, let alone hit anything.
Don't forget that even if Tracer has her pulse bomb, she's only able to use it so often, and even when she does, if she's not careful, she can actually be caught in the bomb explosion and also be killed.
Like I said, sad life.
Lastly, Tracer health is something to laugh at. She's able to be taken out quite easily. She has focus on shooting and dodging at all times, or else she's good as dead. Combine that with the range of her pistols, yeah, no wonder she has trouble fighting half of the time.
But even after all this, Tracer still persists onwards and won't give up until all the world is united as one.
That sounds kinda corny.
It's Overwatch, what do you expect?
Makes sense.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.
Okay, the combatants are set. It's time to settle this debate.
It's time for these two fictional characters to collide.
Man, that fight kinda ended fast.
Aside from that joke, we have good reason why Rwby would beat Tracer. While Tracer doesn't have experience over Rwby, I get it. Okay. She basically has everything else over her. Let's start with weapons. While Tracer's pulse pistols are highly effective at short range and the pulse bomb can deal a great amount of damage, Rwby's Crimson Rose is just too much for Tracer. It's better close range, medium range, and even long range by a long shot. How Rwby even uses it as a melee weapon. will, and she can easily cut through Grim with that scythe of hers with ease.
With durability, Tracer doesn't really stand much of a chance. She barely survived her host bomb's explosion radius when she threw it at Widowmaker, and it was easily one-shotted by Doomfist as well with much ease. Meanwhile, Rwby has taken hits by far severe beings and still came back on top to win.
With speed, which both of these girls are known for, Tracer is far apart compared to Rwby's. Tracer needs her blinks to go anywhere far to surpass her enemies, and she showed that if she uses it too much, it can overwhelm her accelerator and it needs to be cooled down, while Rwby has shown to be faster than Yang, who has dodged bullets with ease. And that's even without Yang's semblance, in which she can easily go much faster.
And some can say that Tracer's recall ability can redo any damage Rwby has given her, but Rwby overwhelming speed can dish back all that damage and even more.
Not to mention that Rwby can easily damage the Chronic Accelerator with ease. If a simple blast radius can damage the thing, then Ruby's bullets and scythe can easily be enough damage to break it.
So what we're basically saying is, with having all the main categories on our side, this makes this fight pretty one-sided for Rwby.
It seemed this fight ended for Tracer in the blink of an eye.
The winner is Rwby Rose.
Coming soon to Fictional Characters Collide, Season 2.
Okay, everyone, I want to talk about one more thing. This is going to be a quick update right here before we actually show you the trailer for Season 2. We're going to be taking a bit of a break from the series to get some other stuff done with. We have, like, other projects, we have gameplays we want to do. We want to try to get that stuff done before we start the next season. You agree, Archer? We have a lot of other stuff to do. We got Cuphead, we got Danganronpa, we got a lot of projects, our top 10s and stuff we want to actually finish up before we start Season 2.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I've got my own videos to work on.
I hope you guys can understand it. We might do this like in a month or two later. We hope to do it before summer starts. At least bring out the second season's premiere.
Agreed.
So we'll have it out before July. Don't worry, people. So let's go out and show you the trailer for Season 2 premiere.